like this, like there's some movies you can feel just like the collective American soul
Yeah.
in, and this I just like felt it in this one, man. Like you said, like a bunch of kids. This is like their action that they're playing in the backyard.
Right.
It's a long road when you're on your own, and it hurts when they tear.
Welcome back, guys. Another episode of Stay Gold Movie Chest. We'll be talking about First Blood.
First blood.
Rambo, John J. Rambo
Yeah,
coming in.
When you think Stallone, probably think Rocky, and then right after Rocky, Rambo.
John Rambo.
Back in Nam.
Yeah, so this is my first time watching. I think it's Noah's first time too, right? Yeah.
Same here. Yep.
Alex is the guy who watched it back in the day his whole life, right?
This was a very important movie for my childhood, and playing in my basement, reenacting that sequence where he jumps off the cliff onto the trees. God,
Nice.
that was an important moment for me. I don't know why. I just thought, now that guy's badass. I mean, who jumps off a cliff into a tree and expects to survive? That guy does.
I'm sure this has that for a lot of people, a lot of kids.
Oh yeah, it was just a great experience growing up. So yeah, I've seen it a few times. It's a great movie.
Nice,
good watch.
Yeah.
I think I've seen like bits and pieces of like Rambo 3 or some shit. It's the only thing in the trilogy I've seen, so this was kind of nice to hop in at the first instinct. I mean, to me, this one, I don't know what the sequels really have in store, but this feels a lot more like tasteful and a lot more like deliberate. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I got like indie feels, but it was still like, I don't know, it was still very well shot. All the action was, the chases and the action was well played.
Yeah,
it was just sick.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun filming all those explosions, man, like blowing up that gas station and shit.
Yeah, nice practical explosion there. It just feels good.
Give that man a cigar.
Dude, yeah. Oh man, there's some good moments.
So how was this first experience for you guys? How do you feel about action movies? I guess I would categorize this as like a mindless, kind of just have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, eventually it's like just turns into like an adventure chase movie, and it's very simple but very effective. You know, like to me, I had a really good time. It was very, very easy to like watch, like you said, kind of just toss it on. And to me, I got like an instant like classic vibe. Like with older stuff, you probably feel that or whatever, but like this one, I got
something in the grain, man. Something in that film.
Like I felt the nostalgia with like the iconic hook, the grain, but it's also just really well shot. And like this, like there's some movies you can feel just like the collective American soul in, and this, I just like felt it in this one, man. Like you said, like a bunch of kids. This is like their action that they're playing in the backyard.
Slap a bandana around your head, This is the whole reason why I was obsessed with Bowie knives growing up too. I mean, maybe this movie turned me into a monster, but I
mean, it's kind of fucked up that kids were like emulating it, because if you just actually watch it, it's about a man with PTSD,
right,
totally going on like a whole rampage. But I mean, he's pushed there, so
yeah. At first, I was like. Yeah, at first I was like, "Is this overkill? Like, do they really need to get the dogs and the choppers out here?" But then he starts
animals.
Yeah, apparently building traps and shit for him. I'm guessing like he just built like pitfall traps for him and stuff. But
dogs, pigs, rats.
Yeah.
I heard a while back that he doesn't actually like kill anyone in this movie, so I was kind of like watching it for that. He definitely like is responsible for deaths, though. I mean, the dude,
maybe.
Kind of inadvertently.
The helicopter dude falling out.
That guy was asking for it. Let's be honest. He told him to get in. Stop. We got to get out of here. And he's like, "Hey, you better fly that right, or I'll fucking shoot you." So,
Yeah.
He's
done. Yeah. No, but I mean, to me, it's like good for the message that this movie is trying to say. I guess like he didn't just go on a murder rampage on civilians and shit. He's just like. Basically just trying to avoid conflict the whole movie, but they just keep pursuing it, and it's
it was like weirdly relevant. And I was like, man, these police escalating fucking situations, man, like going after a guy who they should not have fucking gone after. It was just, I don't know. But like the one, like the leg trap dude, the first, like in that first scene, when it just nails that dude's legs, I was just like, But like I felt that. I was like, oh man. And then yeah, all that crazy shit that follows. Yeah, it was just like after it hit that point of like where I could I was like, all right, you know what? Yeah, I'm fine. Like this is justified. It all feels good. It was like I was just in for the ride after that point.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm wondering too, kind of like how much of an impact this movie had, and it was in '82 or whatever. So I mean, I think it was like 7 to 8 years past, like when people from the Vietnam War came back. And I know they were treated like shit, and everybody did not give them the respect that they deserved, and they went through some crazy shit, as we see in this movie clearly. So like, I just wonder like how this movie affected the perception, one, on like the people who were in the war and saw this movie and saw like themselves kind of or whatever, but then on just the people that saw this person on screen, the audience, and like can empathize now with that person more. And I don't know. I'm hoping that this brought goodwill. I think it did, honestly.
I feel like it definitely did service that for sure. Yeah.
And I mean, it's obvious. It was ingrained in culture. It is. So like, it must have been a movie that needed to be made at that time too. Like,
right.
That's what it feels like, at least.
This is probably the only one that has any, I guess, emotional impact, because the rest they're just like, wow, this first one made a lot of money, so let's make two.
Kind of what I figured. Cash grab.
I mean, this one's
sequels.
actually based off a book, so after that, they just kind of take John Rambo's character and mold him into this machine.
Action.
So yeah.
Machismo. Yeah.
It's a bummer because this one did have like deliberate intent, and
right.
Yeah, I was kind of worried that was the case. I know they made a Rambo movie like, I want to say like 5 years ago even.
Oh my, it's so bad.
Oh really?
Yeah.
The Last Blood? Or is that
Last Blood?
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah, I was just like wondering how you push that character into like war situations every fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, right.
I don't know. Another highlight for me in the movie, Brian Dennehy as like the police chief, the one who basically like instigates everything.
Yeah.
He kind of learns his lesson throughout the movie, and a lot of the movie kind of hinges on him. Like, Stallone's like pretty silent for the whole movie, which to the success of the movie, because I read that they like cut like an hour and a half from this movie originally,
Really?
And a lot of it was like Stallone, so like they probably just like didn't want to like. I mean, his acting was okay.
A lot of punchlines and kooky. Yeah,
you stay there for too long, you're probably gonna catch some bad moments. Yeah, and it just like it probably just didn't. You didn't need it. Clearly, you didn't need it. You let all the like police people be the purveyors of like the exposition. Like they're the ones that are telling you about Stallone. They're the ones that are telling you like what this guy's like. It was just it rested on him, and I think he inhabited that role a lot, like well. So
I feel that. Yeah, there was like good moments, like those flashbacks early in the police station really like did work, to like set him up. And then like and like even getting to the point where he's like in the open mine hole or whatever, and the guy's like he like shooting back, and he's like, guys, go flank around and get him from that. He's like, I'm not fucking going around there. And then he's like, all right, go get in the mine, get after him. He's like, I'm not going in there. Are you fucking crazy? Like, I was like, who's got the bazooka? And then like they blow it up, and then they're like reenacting the fucking Iwo Jima.
Yeah.
Thing,
that was like a fun addition later in the movie, injected some life, but it also reflected just how like naive people that didn't experience that war are.
The like civilian side, right.
I do this part-time.
Yeah.
Some good lines there. Yeah, that rat cave too. That was fucking disgusting, and then that looked practical. I mean, pretty like clearly like
torches and rats.
Yeah. Fuck rats.
Yeah.
That was nasty. Well shot too. Well lit in there.
Yeah. But just like picturing nowadays, that's just gonna be like CGI rats. And I mean, if it's done well, good job. But like this movie, it's visceral and timeless now because of like just doing it.
That's what's nice about going back and watching these older films. The more practical stuff that's being used. It's just so refreshing compared to
it's just
nowadays.
So much more problem solving and like creativity. You can tell, and like that had to be built to that moment. Now it's just like, film it. We'll let the dude fucking do it in post, like literally. So like,
you're looking for the little green man who might slip up one day, in the CGI green screen, moving the.
The clipping happening, the fucking
Right. This one you have like a literal helicopter flying around. Like one of my favorite shots was when it's like Stallone backed up against a tree, and the helicopter's like coming to the right and the left of the tree, and like I was like, they had to just do this practically, and that just takes so much planning, like, and it's just good. Yeah, it's just good shit. shot
Yeah,
really well.
you know, they had like crazy. Their stunt coordinators were working overtime, doing some dope shit.
Driving some cars over ramps and shit, you know.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Oh, yeah.
Motorcycles and the like chain reaction explosion after the gas station. To like clear the whole block for that shit, man. Like,
Yeah, right.
Cool.
Did you guys
Cool
notice
stuff.
just a weird like little Easter egg I had to note was David Caruso is one of the police officers. He's like the redhead.
He's a
dude.
redhead?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like the
Oh,
CSI Miami glasses guy.
Miami.
No way!
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was fun to just see him in a movie role, especially
The only
that-
one with the brain between his ears where he's like, hey guys, maybe we should
Yeah,
stop
he's like,
fucking
you
with
guys
this
are kind
guy."
of dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that final scene where that conversation between the colonel and him just like brings it home.
Yeah,
Brings
really.
it home for like the people who are feeling, like you said, servicing both sides there, feeling for this character.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely worked.
that's where I think like cutting all of like the shit before did service to the movie is like you give it like silence, you give him like that stern, like deliberate, silent look that Stallone is good at doing, you know, and then you bring it all home at the end and like let him blow, like let it all out, you know, and he did a good job, man. Like some of it was a little cartoony, Stallone, whatever, but like once he like sits down and is like retelling the story, it's just like that's just that's just some great shit to hear, and he did a good job with it. Like, and it like ends right after that too. Like,
Yeah.
it was. I mean, it opened somber and like reflective with some music and him walking down the road, and it ended that way too with him like walking away. Like clearly the journey's not done for Rambo, like both like legally and emotionally, because like it's not going to be done for you, you know, and like that's the message. So
Yep, he's still there mentally, emotionally,
Right,
like that
right.
kind of thing. Yeah.
but really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this one. I think I enjoyed it more than I thought I would too. I mean, I think when I was younger, I kind of viewed Rambo as just kind of like dumb, you know, and because I never got into it at the right edge or whatever, I just didn't have access to it. And I don't know, this one at least I really enjoyed and thought it was smart and a good take. I like Rambo as a character. He's not like an idiot, clearly. So like, he's very resourceful, very smart, he's got a lot contained in him. So yeah, it was good. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, this is
Same.
definitely the only one with rewatchable quality. I mean,
Yeah.
the fourth one, I guess that was in like 2008, I think. If you just want to watch Blood and Guts, that's the one for you. And yeah, I've rewatched that one as well as the first one, but definitely not as much. But the other like 2 and 3, no, and I'll never rewatch Last Blood.
You're sitting at home, you can put this one on for sure.
For such a simple, topics, it's so like enclosed, so it's just, I don't know, they pulled it off. It's good, simpler times,
Yeah. Simpler stories, simpler times, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, another good movie chest.
Yeah.
Join us for whatever the next one will be.
Oh, snap.
Make sure to stay gold.
Yeah.
Nothing is over!